What's going on, everybody? Gabriel Bello here. So good to see you. Today we are going to do a little bit of a deep dive on mobile recording. So if you're a saxophonist or guitarist or vocalist, well, maybe not a vocalist because Cloudvocal is really for instrumentalists at the moment, but we're going to be looking at all the options that Cloudvocal has given us for mobile recordings. So before we get going, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down there or down there or down, it's down there. Hit that button, hit the like, come on, it didn't cost you anything. Just hit that like button real quick and let me know your thoughts in the comments. So that's it, let's get into it. So over the years, I think it's been maybe 2 years that I've been working with Cloudvocal, and now I'm like a full-blown endorser. So, and I'm a full-blown endorser because their products are awesome. Let me tell you, this thing right here, and we got the other Cloudvocal. So I have the Cloudvocal ISOLO Prime, and behind the camera wheel pedal, I'm using the 360 camera, so it'll scoop around. We've got the ISolo Choice. So stay tuned. I'm going to be checking out which one is better. But this thing, I use it everywhere. Everywhere. If you've been watching my new TikTok, I'm on TikTok now, so GabrielBelloMusic, find me on there. I've been using my Shure mic just because I don't like to leave this on the desk. This is, it's just kind of easier just to pick that up and put it on here. But this I use everywhere I go. When I go to play live show, this is the microphone I use. And I did a little test on Instagram. It might have been 2019 or early 2020, before the world went up in flames. This little gadget right here, the ISolo USB interface. So this is the mono interface. And I was really astounded, absolutely astounded, because the thing is, this microphone pairs directly with this, and you're done. So I was playing a show. I was, in Atlanta, near Atlanta, Georgia, playing with Mike Santoro and the Stranger. It's a Stranger Billy Joel tribute featuring Mike Santoro. And I was in the hotel room, and I said, I just want to see what this thing can do. Plugged it up to my iPad, and I was just blown away. Today we're testing with an iPad. This is the newer iPad that they have, just a plain old regular iPad. I'm not using my phone. I actually wanted to use my phone, but I'm using that to kind of check the video to make sure everything's working correctly. So I tested this out. It sounded amazing, and maybe I'll put a link to that video in the comments. Then they came out with, actually I think this might have been the first one that I got. I use this for all my solo gigs. 90% of my solo gigs, I use this, and sometimes I'll plug in my vocal mic into an effects pedal processor, but I've done gigs where I plug my microphone into the top input, the saxophone into the bottom input. My tracks either can go into here, or the keyboard goes into here, or my tracks can come right out of, because you'll hear in the playback, when you plug this into your phone or your iPad, it'll play back the audio that's coming from that device will come through the main output. So this is a handy, the JOINup, man, like I said, I use this all the time. This is a go-to for me. Then last year, I think it was last year, they came out with the AR1. This is a little keychain USB. So this has got, obviously, you plug this in, it's a mono, so you plug this in to like your Cloudvocal microphone, and then it sends the signal out into your iOS device or mobile device, and you're good to go. So the nice thing about this is, if I plug this into my ISolo Prime, I can use the built-in effects, and I don't have to do anything after the fact. Obviously, when you're recording, it takes away the control of adding effects, but if you know what you want to do, and it's something just a little quick, or something like for Instagram or something, and you want to have effects, and you don't want to have to do all the jumping through hoops, this is a good solution. So it's got 2 different outputs, the headphone output here, and then a main mono output. So theoretically, you could send this out, like if you wanted to record yourself during a concert or something, and you want to just record your part yourself, and then monitor and send out your signal. Theoretically, I'm guessing that's how that works. I've actually never used this thing. I've only used this this device a handful of times. But let's get going. So let's start with the one I haven't used very often. So it comes with a plethora of cables. So for this, I'm going to be using the Mio Micro. The micro USB, which is how it connects. This is also how it charges. And like all USB cables, you have to do it 17 times. So you put it one way, no, that didn't work. You flip it over, that didn't work. You flip it back over, and then it works. So you plug it right into the iPad. So, and I've got a track for my song City Livin', which has got tons of plays on Spotify. So if you want to go listen to City Livin', and then we take this bad boy and plug it into the bottom, or into the output of the ISolo Prime. You turn it on, you click it right there, and you'll see these 3 lights go 1, 2, 3, and then it's hey, it's turned on. Okay. Now let's turn the sax mic on. Let's take the cap off so we don't bust our teeth out. And you see it says audio device connected. You have plugged in an electric guitar or microphone in order to hear yourself while you play. Tap turn on monitoring. If using a microphone wearing headphones, it is recommended to avoid feedback while monitoring is turned on. Okay, so we're going to just turn on monitoring. We're going to plug into the AR1. I can hear air coming through. Now let's see if we get signals. Turn on monitoring. And presto magico, we've got audio right there. So I don't think I can do a double screen record, but I'm going to record this and we'll play it back so that you guys can hear. I've got it set on, I think this is the reverb combo input. Okay, so right out the gate, the track is a little low, and I'm guessing that's, so the signal coming in is great. We've got a great signal. The wavelengths look amazing, but it sounds like the track is about 16 times louder, and we don't have audio monitoring on, so it's not coming through twice, and there's no way to select here to turn the volume down of the saxophone without turning down what's being sent to whatchamajigger, to the iPad in GarageBand. So let's try this. I'm going to turn down the master just a little bit. Just a little bit. Turn down the input just a little bit. Turn down the effects just a little bit, turn up my volume so I can hear. Let me tell you, you are not going to have a problem hearing with this thing. It is so loud. I'm going to turn this up a little bit and hopefully I don't knock my eardrums out. Yeah, so it's a little effects heavy, like I said, but it is crystal clear. Okay, so crystal clear. You have some monitoring issues, I think, but I mean, for just a plug and play and go, I mean, this is, how convenient is this? Super duper convenient. You can see it's still on. And you can watch when you turn it on. It lets you know what your charge is by, you go 1, 2, 3, boom. So green light means you got a good charge, and then blue means it's ready to go. So that is the AR1. Awesome solution. You know, if you're a solo guitarist, you can just plug right in and, you know, you can just plug this right into your guitar, plug the other end into your phone, turn on the video recording, and you're there you go. You're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, and it's solid. If you're using one of the Cloudvocal units, you can add a little bit of effects, and it's beautiful. Okay, so let's try. Here we go. The JOINup. The JOINup. So this is going to get a little bit more involved, obviously. So this is the one I use all the time. There we go. Turn on monitoring. We're all good. We're going to turn that right back off. So a little bit more involved. And now you have 3 modes. You have 3 modes on the JOINup. You've got 1, which is like just a grab and go. 2, which is multi-track. It allows you to use all the inputs as separate inputs. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inputs. So we've got it set on multi-track. You've got your volume, your gain. It's got a high-low mode for these 2 main inputs. One for guitar specifically, and one for microphone. I use the guitar input because that microphone input is got like I think a 10 decibel difference from the microphone input, and we don't need those extra 10 decibels on this with this right here. So let's make sure that we're getting this, and obviously we have to plug in so we can monitor. Let's see. Let's make sure we're getting noise. Now I will say the gain is really low if you're not plugged into a power supply. I didn't want to bother with one because you can use this without the power supply. It's just really low, about half the volume that you would want. So that's this plug right here, but it just gets messy. So you plug in. This goes into the JOINup up here. USB goes into like a battery backup. You do not plug this into like an iPhone or a mobile device, charging block, because you will get noise. I've tried it. You got to make sure you have. It's meant for mobile, so it's meant to be. You could be out in the woods and you're just out there doing your thing. You don't have a bunch of power plugs. You have your phone or your iPad or your tablet, and your JOINup, and you're good to go. Here we go. Crystal clear. Absolutely crystal clear. So, like I said, I haven't experimented doing multiple inputs recording. I've done multiple inputs performing. But yeah, that sounds, it's a little less gain, but I would say the quality is comparable. It's really crystal clear. I think I'm recording in 44. Oh, who knows what in the world GarageBand, how you set those settings up. Like I said, I use GarageBand for looping and sometimes track playbacks and sketching ideas. I use Cubases actually for my recording, but I didn't want to use Cubases for this video because it's $50, and if you're a musician on a budget, musician on a budget like we all are, you may not. If you don't like Cubase, you don't use Cubase or Nuendo or any other Steinberg products, you're not going to spend $50 on Cubase. So I'm using GarageBand. Comes free on the iPad. Everybody's got it. So that sounds good. Plug in a battery to this, and you're good to go. All right, now let's try the mono USB interface. Now this, you have to have the adapter for, because you can't plug in USB directly into an iOS device. Now, another reason I decided to use the iPad, if you plug this into the iPad, you can't hear anything without a splitter. And sometimes those lightning splitters don't work. And I don't have a lightning splitter that has lightning and 3.5-inch, 1/8-inch, plug for a headphone. So I didn't want anybody to have 16 dongles hanging out the bottom of their thing. So Apple, please put the headphone thing back on the phone. Thankfully, and I know this isn't the case, I'm pretty sure this isn't the case with iPad Pro, a lot of the newer iOS devices don't have a headphone out. But you know what does? The iPad. The iPad has a headphone out right there. So I should be able to plug this in right here and hear playback. And then plug this in. Now what I'll have to do is I have to turn off. So right now the microphone, so my microphone was synced. And right now you can see it's blinking because it was synced to the Prime, and now it's kind of looking. It's saying, hey, what am I supposed to be plugged into? So we plug in so there we go. It's plugged in. Hopefully in a few seconds it's going to say, it's going to recognize it as an interface. Yep, there we go. All right, so it's recognized. Now we're going to turn on the Cloudvocal. Check, check, check. Okay, so they're paired. Apparently all you have to do is hold down the power button for about, it says 5 seconds on the internet, but it ended up being about 10 to 15. But they are synced. I can see signal. I'm not going to add any kind of effects. We're just going to go straight in. Not going to change anything here, really. Just going to go right there. We're going to already put it on this thing. Let's see. And it was sounding good because I kept on playing. So that's a good wavelength. That's pretty comparable to the AR1, which is right here. So good signal, good sound. So there it is. There was no effects on it. That's just straight dry. You heard how it sounds. We'll have the specs for all the microphones. You've been seeing all that stuff on the screen. I'm sure everything's like 48 hertz and 24-bit or something like that. So yeah, I really think it just depends on what you need it for. The AR1, solid. The Mono USB, ISolo USB interface, solid. JOINup, one of my favorites. So I think for just straight up recording, it just really depends on, like I said, what you have. So if you don't have an ISolo unit yet, an ISolo choice or an ISolo Prime unit for your guitar or violin or flute or saxophone, you can use the AR1, especially guitar players, because you can just plug this right into your guitar, right into your bass, right into your acoustic, and you're recording. Straight up. And this is far cheaper than it's far cheaper and better quality than most other things on the market, and that's key. These are all affordable, and they're not lacking on quality. Cloudvocal, like I said, I tour professionally. You guys can go, if you've been following me for a while, you know what I do. But if you don't know what I do and do what I do, I'm a #1 Billboard recording smooth jazz artist. I tour all over North America, and before COVID, I had outstanding dates and invitations to go to China and Australia and Europe, and I will be doing that with my own music coming very soon. And this is good enough for me, so I would use this. Like I said, I might actually be using this weekend to record some ideas because I'm working on some new music. So yeah, it's super simple. You just need your microphone and this, and you're good. So, or this, or this. So, you got 5 inputs, 1 input with some headphone option, volume changing, and this just straight up. So if you have your own iSolo system already, this is the way to go, because then you can change the effects afterwards. Well, actually, it's not necessarily the way to go. It depends on what you're doing. If you're cutting tracks for somebody else and you're on the road, yeah, this is super quick. But if you're trying to make videos for social media and, like we got to do, keep up with the Joneses, yeah, you can do this because you can plug it right into your unit or right into your guitar output, so you can have all your effects and everything the way you want it to sound, or your acoustic or what have you. And of course, the JOINup, if you want to do multiple, and maybe we'll do a video, maybe that'll be the next video after we compare the Cloudvocal mic systems. We'll do a multi-track recording with the JOINup. So anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know, hey Gabe, you need to check this out, or be sure to use my promo code so you can get all of these items with my promo code. It's right there in the comments from Cloudvocal. It lets them know that I am representing the brand and that that you guys saw my video, and hey, Gabe told us to come see your store. So that's what the promo code does. It basically lets the company know who sent you. So let them know that I sent you. And please enjoy using these products. Make music, make art, make good stuff. That's what these are tools. These are tools to help you make your life easier making music. So that's all I got for today. Stay tuned. Check out the channel. Got good stuff coming. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Take care.